Hey everybody, JM Gaming back again with another IdleOn review. Today we've got King. Alright, so King is fairly early on. They're locked into the Divinity / lab grind. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and talk to you after with it, Bravo. We'll see what's going on with it. And let's go ahead and see what they need to do after they get out of the Divinity and lab grind. We can kind of steer them in the right direction and get them kind of going what they need to do. First of all, I can tell Obols, you're definitely going to want to farm up Obols. Obols is usually the first thing to get into to kind of get yourself the drop rate and stuff. / drop chance, whatever anybody wants to call it. But yeah, you're going to want these all to be like pop Obols. And of course, you can get, after that, you can start working on these ones. I see you've got a couple already, the old dice Obols. So you're going to want nothing but your drop rate stuff in there. And then you're going to want to try to hook your characters up with it too. I see that you did these gold, because you're going to need the drop rate at some point if you're going to want to farm up statues. And eventually onyx them, which that's going to happen down the road. Right now, the thing you need to do is you just need to push to World 6. That's going to be your biggest priority. Because I've already looked on their death note, and they are a little ways into World 5. So you're going to want to push through World 5 as fast as you can once you get out of there, or even just with one character while the rest are sitting in the lab eventually, and do that. But then you also, with pushing through it, is you want to get to the Cavern and start that stuff going, because we all know how much of a pain Cavern can be, and you want to get it started so you can start getting those gains, because a lot of stuff is very time gated. So the quicker you can get it going, the better off you're going to be. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at, like I said, this is what his characters are doing. Obviously, the lab bit, I've already checked. They're on Goat God. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Good stuff. But, like, it sucks. We all know it. Let's go ahead and look at your equipment. Let's see. Yeah, you're definitely going to have to work on some better gear, even if what you do is go back and get yourself a set of Amarok gear to put on a Divine Knight, and that you can use to push through World 5 completely and get to World 6. That's what I would do, because your gear is very lacking, but I mean, I get it. I get it. You're going to be. You're definitely going to be. Be honest with you, your traps and skulls aren't terrible with where you're at. Yes, you want to push to World 6 as soon as possible. I would get your lab up. Get your lab enough. Essentially, what you want to do is when you hit World 5, you can get the Divinity in the lab up. But, like, you want to get enough to be able to connect to it. At least connect to Killer Brightside. So, essentially, when you get in World 4 and you can push to get enough to Killer Brightside, push all the way to 6. Like, you should be pushing to 6 right now. You should have that one character pushing to World 6. Take your Divine Knight and push it. Then, once you get to World 6, worry about the rest of the Divinity grind. I mean, you can do Divinity grind now is fine, because you're going to have to do it at some point. But eventually, you'll have to put that other person in the... Whoever you pushed with, you'll have to put them in there to get their stuff done, too. That's all. You can do it now or you can do it later type of deal. Which right now is fine. But yeah, I would definitely get a full-blown set of Amarok on them. You got the serrated Rex rings already, good. At some point, too, later on, you'll actually have to level up your skills on your characters. You want to be able to equip tools on every single slot because they are stat sticks. You can use your stones to give you a ton more stats. Yeah, and that's fine. Like I said, they don't look that bad, to be completely honest with you. Like, I know skulls and traps are good, but at this rate, your gear is so far behind and your tools are so far behind that, to be honest with you, like, traps and skulls aren't as much of a priority as what that is. Like, I mean, we're sitting on copper here. Like, that's not doing any good. Or we're sitting on nothing. Like, so eventually what you're going to want to do is when you get out of the Divinity jail and stuff like that and you push to World 6, obviously get to World 6, get those skills and stuff going, get summoning going, sneaking going, farming going, get all that stuff going and keep pushing it every day. Because that's why you're getting to World 6. You're getting to World 6 so you can start doing those 3 skills. That's literally the whole point of it. Because you're probably not pushing anywhere when you get to World 6. Not with the stuff that you have. Then you can go back and start fixing stuff. Because you're going to need stamps, you're going to need alchemy, all that stuff. Post office, I'm going to assume... Yeah, see, you're going to have to work on post office. That's where you can start doing the atoms bit, and they'll swap pens over to boxes. But, I mean, you're not at a point to where you can really farm statues yet. Once you can, you get so many pens, you don't know what to do with them. And then this issue here will be solved. Doing statues, just think of it this way. Once you're able to do statues on a regular basis, farming them with DK, you know your post office is going to be fine. Because you're going to get a ton of pens. So just kind of link them together in your mind. Prayers, I'm going to assume... I mean, you got the prayers you need, right? This looks good, actually. For, like, where you're at, I didn't assume you were going to look this good. You look fine. Like, this is fine. Completely fine. Alright, let's go ahead and go into the account stuff. I'm not going to worry. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not going to go into these extra classes because you're nowhere near even remotely thinking about doing them. So I'm not even going to bother covering them. You know, if you get to that point, you can feel free to ask any of us in chat. We'll be more than happy to help you along. But you are you're probably a month plus away from even bothering to even touch these. Like, you're not even to the point where you can unlock them yet. So I'm not going to go over it. It's pointless. Make sure you do your dungeons every week. You're going to want to max out your filler bows. Oh, I can't talk. That's cough drop. But yeah, you're going to want to max these out because these are permanent stats to everybody on your account. So think of it that way. Dungeons is just for the dungeons, but Flurbo ones is permanent upgrades to your account. So make sure you get the good ones first. Like, I see AFK gains is a good one. You know, you want the talent points is probably the best one. Like, but yeah, focus on these. Make sure you're doing them every week. Because you get 169, which is quite a few. Just make sure at least once a week you're doing that bonus one. And if you have the prayer for it, you can equip the prayer too. But you probably don't. These eventually got to go back in. You got to get your constellations done. It's going to take time. A lot of these are World 6, which you're not in. So once again, it's that whole backtracking once you get out the whole lab divinity grind. We all been there, bud. I wish I could say that, like, it's easy peasy to get through it, but it's boring. It is what it is. Stamps. Stamps eventually... Yeah, you got to make sure you do them at least once a week. You got to. Because if for nothing else, right now, you're not at the point of getting Emperor Opals, but you are at the point to where you should at least, on every character, have a set of serrated Rex rings. Because you need those. Have a set of those on every single character. I see you have them on like 1 or 2. But try to get them for everybody. Yeah, do the happy hour once a week, even, and you're fine. But see, a lot of this, too, is you've got to go back. It's not even so much as leveling stamps with you. Because, like, I could say that getting to 10k would be great, but you're nowhere near getting to 10k. I would say your number one priority isn't leveling stamps, it's unlocking stamps. You've got to go back through. You've got to look up a lot of these. If you go onto the wiki page and you just type in the name of the stamp on the wiki page under the search, it'll tell you exactly how to get this stamp. Each one of these. Obviously, the World 6 ones you're not going to have unlocked, but there's a lot of them that aren't World 6, like Mason Jar and stuff. You're missing a lot of good stuff. You've got to go back and definitely do your stamps. Most definitely. That's a huge priority for you. Owl, you're at 9. Make sure you're doing it every day. Do it as a thing. You log in, you go, you push it, you get to as far as you can, and then you move on. Same thing with Rue. I mean, considering where you're at, 9 it probably isn't terrible. Like, clearly you've been doing it a bit, so I can't complain at you. Like, you're doing it. But just make sure, it's all about a routine, right? And trust me, I know I'm surprised nobody said it, but I'm horrible at Owl and Rue. I don't do it a lot of days. I know I need to practice what I preach. That's very true. That's very true. I'm horrible about it. I'll admit to it. Alright, bubbles. Look at this. Got Larry. Got statue. Got the 3 number 2s. perfect. Exactly what I would do. And if you are looking for a next one, if you are looking for a very next one, what I would highly recommend to you would be doing Carpenter next. Carpenter would be the next one I would do. That's actually literally the next one that I did. And then after that, I did the 317 bubbles, like I was talking earlier, which is multi-orange, crema green, and sever purple. That would be what I would do. In case you're wondering, it kind of gives you a little heads up on it. Well, there you go. So I would hit Carpenter. I know it's kind of weird, like you could hit the 317. You can hit the 317s if you want and wait on Carpenter. It's up to you. I mean, with 3 bubbles, I mean, if you had 4, you could hit Carpenter too. Either or, whichever one you want to do. That's what I would do personally. This right here, you're up to 184. Great. At some point, you're going to want to get this close to 600. Because of in the Cavern, it'll take it all the way up to 600% between this and some star signs and everything else. You can get to 600%. There's multiple things that'll get you there. And I know people have told me that. I have mine at 600% on these just because I wanted to see the total amount in one place. You don't have to do that. You can, if you want to, take out the calculator and add everything up in multiple places, knock yourself out. I found the easiest way is just I 600 this and called it a day. And that's for all of them, because they all end up going up. Same thing with the bug one. Same thing with the fish one. But yeah, you're going to want to get your efficiencies up on stuff like this. Like Librarian Tools. Hocus Chopus is a great target for atoms. Well, that's what I'm saying, because if he's got 3 bubbles, then he might as well hit the 317s, right? It works out perfect. You hit all 3 of them at once. I think that works out great, and that's why I said then just do Carpenter after. Yeah, that's why I said that. I think it's better to just kind of spread all 3 of the 17s instead of doing 2 and then doing Carpenter, yeah. Yeah, just hit your 317 bubbles. But yeah, I would target for... I see you got this around 71. Even if you're going around 65, 70%, try to get most of these efficiency ones up to around 65 or so. I think 65 is probably a good number for you. That means stuff like Librarian Tools. You're going to have stuff over here like Hardy Diggy, Hocus Chopus. All those efficiency things. Try to get them up to about a 65% efficiency. If not, 70. What I do is, as I get it up, I go and I look to go 5% above that. So once I get everything at 65, I would look to get everything of them to 70. Then 75. Then 80. And just keep doing that. And the good part about this is you can just go, okay, like, what do I want to put at like 65? And then just, okay, everything in red I need to start hitting. Well, not everything, but like when it comes to this stuff. Like your 34. That's going to help your 3D prints a ton. And it's going to end up helping you in the end. So you can get more atoms, and more atoms, more 3D prints equals more bubbles you're able to do anyways. They all kind of flow into each other. So you have this up halfway decent. Even if you have to atom this, atom it. Like, this affects everything. Hey Haru, what's up? And at some point also, as you go along and you get your Bubo and stuff up, it's going to be later on for when you get out. Make sure that you unlock the rest of these bubbles. You're missing out on some really good stuff. So once you can book a little bit higher, yeah, I'm doing a review. So once you can book a little bit higher, you want to make sure you can book into Bubble Breakthrough, so you can start pushing these a little bit higher. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at your cauldrons, because this will show too. Cranium cook a little bit, and you can pound these up. You want to max all of these out. Max these all up to 170. And then worry about unlocking the rest of your bubbles, because these are going to help you unlock the bubbles anyways. So max all these to 170. Hey, Slip. Don't worry about too much on your capacities and stuff like that. Don't worry a ton about that. Use your liquids right now to level all that stuff up. Vials, they're what I expect. At some point, you're going to want to get into these. But like I said, your priority is going to be to push the 6 first. Then you can come back and hit some of this stuff. This is hence where I'm saying get your efficiencies up and stuff for your bubbles and all that stuff. And then your stamps unlock, so then you can get more of the efficiencies. You'll get better 3D prints. All of a sudden, your 3D prints are making these a lot easier. That's kind of the point. You get better tools. Oh, look, all of a sudden, you know, my critters are easier. My worship stuff is better. My souls are easier to get. All that stuff. It all flows into it. We all know the answer to everything is alchemy. We don't just kid about it. It actually is true. That's why it's so funny. You haven't done any sigils. Fantastic. Continue not doing them. You're nowhere near doing them. Islands, good. You've got sea salt unlocked. Sea salt makes it very, very easy to end up leveling up your fishing. It's fantastic for everybody. Make sure you're doing Kilroys. You'll understand, we tend to forget about them. It looks like you have too. Make sure you're doing Kilroys every week. Don't forget about them. Yeah, you save them until endgame because, and not only that, but there's stuff that's a higher priority before that. If you don't have your cauldrons leveled, you have to level them first. It's going to be the best progression for you. That's why you don't do sigils, because you can only put your people in one place. You can't put them in 3 different places. You only put them in one. You put them in there. You put them into the cauldrons at first. Get those unlocked, then you're going to put them in the liquids to try to push your liquids up faster. When you're cranium cooking, put them in your liquids so you can push the liquids faster. That's what you're going to do. That's clearly what it's for. Your prints, I'm going to assume they're not the greatest. But on a good note, you're pretty much printing the right stuff. But here's something to kind of tell you. What's tier 2? 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, you still got 2 more characters coming to you too. I see. Make sure everybody who is a warrior has a copper print on them. You want to make sure they have a copper print, because if you want to switch them... Well, if you're talking about levels of cauldrons, they're 170. That's what they cap at. That's what we were talking about. They'll cap at 170. But you want a copper print on every warrior, and you also want an oak log print on every single mage. Because then if you want to switch over to nothing but atoms, then you can do that. Just keep that in mind. You're also, like I said, going to need a couple more characters at some point. Refinery. You're getting close on this one. As much as you're doing, you're taking. So be careful on that. You got to make your character then. You got to make it. Like, you don't understand how great it is to have another character. Like, you've got to make it. That's a whole extra set of gains right there. You've got to do it. Don't level up orange. You level up orange. Or actually, you want to level up orange. But if you level up blue, you're screwed. 80 using 64. Yeah, I mean, you're pretty close on this one, too. They already got V-Man. Come on, guys. I already looked. They already got V-Man. We can go over after if you want to see what characters you want. We can go over that. Unless you already know. Some people already know what they want. They already made V-Man. Like I said. It's already there. Make sure you're doing Equinox, too. Stay on top of this. The fact that you only have 2 means that you've been ignoring it. You can't ignore this. Because you need Liquid Vestment. This is probably the biggest one in the beginning. This gives you the ability to cranium cook like crazy and to be able to start leveling stuff up. Liquid Vestment is huge. Absolutely huge. You want to get this to 99%. That way then 99% of your liquid that overflows automatically goes into your cauldrons, and then you can use it to level up your cap and your capacity. It's really, really good later on. Also, make sure you're not wasting points in the laboratory fuse, food lust, or voter rights. You don't need either one of those 3. Yeah, that works fine. 2 DBs. Yeah. So let's see here then. So you got 2 of those. So you'd have one more Deathbringer. So one more Deathbringer, that still doesn't explain what you'd have for the last one. Are we missing something? For some reason, this looks like we're missing something. ES, Bubo. I mean, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, you can go with, like you said, you're going to do a Deathbringer that gives you 2 Deathbringers. As of the current moment, I can tell you, like, you're going to have exactly what I have, with the exception of, I can tell you what I have as the last character. I did 2 ES originally. You all know that I swapped my ES over to a second Bubo, because in your case, ES might be a good thing. All the benefits of ES aren't a benefit anymore to me. Having 2 ES is great if you don't have Dupe, because it lets you equip an extra god. That's one good bonus. Back in the day, it used to be good because they were for log prints. Now, not so much anymore, because Bubo can keep up. I just have it as I can have 2 Arcane Cultists, so eventually when the AFK comes out, I can have 2 characters doing it. It's really your call. I would say most likely the target's going to be one of those 2. That's most likely going to be my guess for you. That's probably the best advice I can give you, is to pick ES or Bubo as your extra character. Me personally, like I said, I have the same thing that you're going to have as your 9th character, but my last one would be a second Bubo. That's me. So, to each their own. Alright, buildings, I'm going to assume you're not too far. Yeah, you got to start unlocking some stuff. Well, actually, you're not too bad. For where you're at, you're not that bad. I've definitely seen a lot worse. We're not going to get too much into that stuff. Yeah, like I said, this is where you're at. You want to finish pushing all the way to World 6. Like I said, so then you can start getting that stuff done. You definitely have to go in and do some more at some point, push them a little bit higher, but I mean that comes in time. Like I say, it comes to getting to World 6 first. Prayers, we're not going to worry about that because we know. Nice, you're leveling everybody up. Good stuff. Really good. Keep in the back of your mind, too, when you get some extras of these, go ahead and level this stuff up. I know right now you probably don't have a ton of extra, but once you get a little bit extra, just keep the Salt Lick in the back of your mind. You're going to want to do it. Yep, you're grabbing XP on them. See, you know what you're doing. Good stuff. I'll tell you the same thing as I tell everybody. Outsider has a great video on YouTube. This is the reason why I haven't made a construction video. If you're wondering anything about a construction, go to Outsider. He has a fantastic YouTube video on construction. Any questions, he explains 100% of it, extremely in-depth. You will probably get something out of it. It's very, very good video. Yeah. That's why I always recommend, like, I was going to make a video, but there's no point in it, because, like, his is fantastic. Yeah, at some point, make sure you're grabbing your sets as you do them. Because, like, you got Amarok done, I see, Copper set. Yeah, this is going to take time. But once you get to the point of doing them, make sure you have the stuff, and then you click on it so you collect it. Don't forget to collect it, okay? Like, I can't stress that enough. You got to kind of keep that in the back of your mind, too. Cooking, you could definitely use some ladles on some stuff. Like, see how all these are ones. If you have to, hit them up with a little stack or something in each one of these. And go ahead and pop them up. Because that's going to help you out. I mean, you're not at the point to where a lot of this stuff's really going to matter. Right now. Yeah, see, right now, I look in your lab, you don't have the most important one equipped. You need Killer Brightside equipped. It gives you double the count for portals. When you're pushing, make sure Killer Brightside, you are connected to it. This is the most important lab node when you're pushing. By far. There's nothing even close. Make sure you're equipped to this on somebody. And then push on your DK. Because you've got to have this equipped. Like, literally doing portals twice as fast, why would you not want that? Like, you should be equipped right now to this, to be honest. Because, I mean, this one's way further down the road. Like, you've got to be equipped to this one. I wouldn't be worrying about money a ton as I would be worrying about double portals. Okay. Yeah, just make sure you're equipping it, though. Don't forget. Rift, you're not even at any point of doing Rift. Tome, we all know how I feel about Tome. Yeah, make sure you're doing sailing, too, because these artifacts are going to be a big thing. See, like, right here. Here's a perfect example. You clearly aren't too far into sailing. I can see that. You doubled one for total damage. The number one relic you should be going for is Tusk. It literally gives you more artifact find chance. Like, this is going to help you find all the rest of these faster. Like, level this thing up. This is the one you should be focused on. Eventually you get to, like, 10 AD is nice. Of course, we know way down the road there's, like, Fury Relic and stuff. But right now, stop pushing bullshit ones. Get full Retusk. Like 2 doubled. Like, it's literally the most important one you can get in the beginning. Because artifact find chance just makes every other artifact easier to find, right? It's kind of in the name. So make sure you're doing that. At some point, make sure you unlock the rest of these. I know you're in the lab / divinity jail right now. Omnifal and stuff is amazing. So make sure you unlock the rest of these at some point. I get why you haven't. Like, it makes sense. We all know. Gaming is just kind of a slow push through. You know, too, when you go up to grab the next mutation cost. See, right now, you're letting this chance go up too high. Do not let this chance go up too high. This is the same thing as sailing. You want to spam the piss out of it. I don't care if this thing is at 0.1%. Click that button. Click that button. As long as it's not at 0.0, click that button. Go over, grab a thing or two, get in here, click it. Go back, pick up a thing or two, go in, click it. Like, and you're going to find that you're going to have all the way up to chemical done pretty darn quick. Like, that's the way that you do this. You don't try to build that percent up. You want to click the piss out of it as much as you can. Just keep that in mind, and you're going to progress through gaming a lot faster. It's all about unlocking chemical fast. Letting that percent grow is not the way to do it. If it's above 0%, click it. Like, immediately. Don't wait. Okay, so you're actually in Cavern. Okay. So you have done a little bit into it. Okay, so you don't have a ton of opals yet. Kind of expected it. Just keep in mind that everything can give you opals in here. Yeah, do not wait for the percent to increase. Nope. Spam it. Spam it. As long as, like I said, if it's above 0%, I don't care if it's 0.1%. Click it. Like, you should be able to go in, click a plant that's ready, go into it, and it's probably going to be above 1%. Do that a couple times and see where you're at. You might have to do 1 plant, maybe 2, and then you can go in, it'll be above it, click it. Yeah, you want to spam it. That's the best way. Yeah, you would think getting the percent up is the way to do it. It's not. You're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting for nothing. There's not much to really tell you in here right now. You are just so far away from really doing much into the hole. Like, you're not going to be doing Monument AFKs anytime soon. The best thing you can do is to kind of go in here and try to get the easy free opals you can. Get the free easy opals is probably the best thing you can do. Eventually, when you get into unlocking the lamp, use the 6 wishes on it to go ahead and move all of these opals into 1. Hey, what's up, Negan? But that's the best thing you can do. Slab, I'm not even going to bother. And then, obviously, you're not into this stuff yet. So, yeah, I would say your point right now King, so we can just kind of break this down for you. You're in the lab in Divinity Jail. Keep doing that, but you want to have your DK pushing. Make sure you're connected to Bright Side. Killer Bright Side while you're pushing. Push through, you want to get to World 6. You want to make sure you have at least an Amarok set on them. And I noticed you got a set of Serrated Rex Rings. Yeah, I'm doing good, Negan. Doing good. But yeah, you want to have Serrated Rex Rings and at least a set of Amarok on them. Push with that. Try to get some good high stones on them, too. If you don't have World 5 stones, you might have to remake them. We'll see, though. And if you don't have any accuracy, you can put them... You can stone them when you're on your mage, and it'll put extra wisdom on it. And the wisdom will translate to extra accuracy for you if that's what you're suffering in. You can do that, too. Worst case scenario, you can make 2 sets of Amarok. You can have 1 set with strength. You can have 1 set with wisdom. You can swap them around according if you need some more accuracy. That's probably the best way to do it if it comes down to it and you're really struggling. But you want to get to World 6 as soon as possible. Once you get to that point and you get to where you can kind of get out of the Divinity Jail, you want to go into your Obols and you want to start... Let's check here. Yeah, you're going to want to get your Obols done. Okay, I'm just saying if you do. Yeah, so you're good with the whole strength bit then. Gotcha. Beautiful. Also, if you're having some accuracy issues, you can go into Alchemy. And you can go in there for Shaccuracy, and you can get some extra accuracy from that. Blokes are a little hard to get, but keep it in the back of your mind that that could give you a little extra that you need. But yeah, once you get done too, you're going to want to take probably your ES, active a little bit on getting some Obols done. You're also going to want to get your cards done on ES so you can get more drop rate for when you're farming these too. Go with the cards that actually have card drop chance first, because obviously, you know, getting the cards that give you more card drop chance is going to make every card easier after that to get. See, so it all flows into each other. So probably get your cards first. Get your drop rate cards done. Get into your Obols. Get them done. Then you'll have a set of Opals for family. You'll have a set of Obols for all of your characters with drop rate. You'll have the cards with the drop rate, and you'll be a lot better off when it comes to farming stuff. You'll find some dramatic improvements. Eventually also get your skills leveled up so you can equip tools on every single one of your characters. Try to level up and get all your tools up to... I mean, in your case, you probably could go up to like Void or Dementia or something at some point. Like that should be your target goal at some point. Because Salts is going to be an issue. We all know it. That's why I'm telling you Amarok gear instead of other stuff. The problem is with the cards and stuff like that and the Obols, they literally are the introduction to getting drop rate. So you're going to do them at anything. Like they're literally the introduction to getting you drop rate. So you can start farming stuff. You have to get the cards. You have to get the Obols. They're kind of the starting, like leading into it to be able to start getting drop rate. So immediately. Like I said, once you get out of the lab and Divinity grind, yeah, you're going to want to do that. Also, keep in mind, that's where... Let's see here. No, World 1. That's where Al comes in, too. Al also gives you drop rate. So, hence, once again... Yeah, they're kind of the starting introduction to drop rate, right? That would be probably the best way to describe it. Is between Al, Obols, and cards. Those are the 3 things that probably is like, okay, this is the introduction to your drop rate / drop chance. Now you can start once you get those things done and you get to about 20 times, because you don't want to start farming statues or going for Onyx statues until you're around about a 20 times drop rate. Then you would go into doing that. So you'd start to go and do your Onyx statues. And that's kind of the order of what you're going to want to do stuff. That should give you quite a bit to do. I don't want to overwhelm you with too much. Of course, also, as you're going along, unlock those stamps that you don't have. Keep doing your cauldron. Make sure you max out all those cauldrons. These need to be maxed up to 170. Get that done. You're also going to work on your bubbles. Try to get them to up to about 65-70% efficiency. on all of your actual bubbles that have to do with crafting and /3D prints. So yeah, you've got quite a bit to do. And then after that, you're going to start getting into more stuff. But I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to overwhelm you with too much. Do you have any questions for me before we go ahead and end this? Because I think we're pretty solid on this. I didn't want to get too ridiculous with you. I don't want to get you all frustrated. But I think that definitely gives you some good points to do stuff, for sure. Y'all good? All right, let's go ahead and end it there then. All right, thanks a lot for stopping by, everybody. Later.